southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelors Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelors Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
And there we are. Good morning, everyone. How the heck are you? Welcome to the Friday, May 21st edition of Nevermind the Furthermore. We hope you've had a great week so far. We hope you're going to close it down in style. Looking forward to a great weekend. And thank you for being here as always. And thank you as always to Plasma Fire Graphics for sponsoring this episode. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you because it matters to your potential readers. You get a great cover on that book, they're going to want to buy it. That's a natural born fact. And also, Jeffrey Hayes can help you not only with your covers, but also create some fantastic promotional graphics for you, as well as trailers. You saw the two that started out this show? Jeffrey did those, and he can do it for you, and he's affordable. Even better, he does great work. In fact, he has done the cover of my latest book, Snow Ambition, published by Ben Books. Bobby Nash's great character, I Get a Hold of Him. And it's a real short, real fast, real exciting read. You will love it. Please pick up a copy on Amazon right now for 99 cents and put it in your Kindle and be the envy of your peer group. It'll be great. Anyway, also speaking of great, check out the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And we may have a couple shows being added on here. Been talking to a couple people that have shown some interest and shown some quality in their work, and so that's what we try to give you, as well as entertainment and information. So take a screenshot of this right now. We've got you covered. Tonight, Drinking with the Davies will not be on, and I'm not sure that Michaela Jade's show will be on tonight because she's trying something new in the mornings. But a show, that is. Don't get your minds out of the gutter. Anyway, but we definitely have Nicholas Anthony Tockard, the man, the plan, Panama. Anyway, he's going to be on tonight with the another weekly episode of the Historical Fencing Guild. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then tomorrow night, Stupid O'Clock with Joe Dog McKeel, and all kinds of great conversation. And then rounding out your weekend with Comics, Chaos, and Sass Sundays at 10 p.m. with the lovely and delightful Heather Allen. Please take this in and check out our shows. We've got some great stuff on the network you'll enjoy. Also, people, we want to thank these wonderful, lovely folks who are our Patreon subscribers. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can directly support your favorite creators, but you get stuff in return, which is really cool. Such as for $1, you get to read the weekly blog that I write, and I'm going to be working on that today. and other stuff, as well as sneak peeks at works in progress, good stuff like that. So check it out, and check out some of these people. They also have their own Patreon pages, and you can support them as well. If you want to see what I offer for your subscription money, go to www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and take in the glorious stuff there. Anyway, glad you are here. Hope you checked out Comic Book Spectrum last night. We had a fantastic show as always. Always had great conversations on there dealing with comic books and related media, and last night was no exception. Plus we reviewed some great books, so please check it out from last night. We had a good time. You'll have a good time too. And I want to thank everyone watching right now, whether you're watching live or on the rerun. We appreciate you all. Now let's get to your comments. And the first one in the gate, 9:16 a.m. is Teresa Dunn. Mwah. Glad to see a great interview last night with Carlene. That was wonderful. You both were amazing. Good morning, Brian, and all creative Furthermorians. Have a wonderful day. You too, hun, and glad you were there. And I hardly recognize Brian's photo for today's advert. That was taken from our local TV station. There was before COVID, of course, before the Sharona, Miley Cyrus, Peter pandemic. We had our local police, the Lafayette Police Department, had a thing called Coffee with a Cop, and that was from a couple of years ago. And basically the police chief and several of the officers would come in, sit down and have a cup of coffee with you, and we'd talk police stuff. And I always tried to go to support them and all, and plus I get free coffee. But it was a good time. And I was talking with a lady and talking up the Citizens Academy, which those of you who watch the show a lot know that I'm a big fan of that program. It's basically, and they have it all over the country to one degree or another. Not every police department has it, but ours was a 10-week course. They do it twice a year. And it's a 10-week course where basically civilians like myself are taught the ins and outs of police work, everything from canine units to dispatch, to CSI, to undercover work, to the laws that govern what the police can and cannot do, which is fascinating, I think. And I've taken the thing twice. And I do recommend, if your community has something like that, please take advantage of it. And it was kind of fun because the first time I took it, which is about 6 years ago now, we had a couple people in the group who you could tell were looking to have that aha moment and confront the police. Aha, I have discovered how shady you are. And one person couldn't find the hole in their armor, and she quit. And then another person got through the whole course. He was a good guy. And at the end of it, I heard him tell one of the cops that I took this course to try to find a way to, have something on you guys, but I don't approve of everything you do, but I understand it now. And I think that's, some days if we can't get, acceptance, tolerance will do. So, but anyway, so that was the long way of saying that's what it was from. And say, are you supposed to stop drinking coffee before the heart palpitations or right after? I'm just so used to heart palpitations, Carl. I get loopy if I don't feel them. That's the only way I know my heart's working. Although this Wednesday I'm going to have to probably limit my intake before I go, because yes, I have been formally called for jury duty. I figure when they have texted me on my phone and sent me an email, that means they want me. So apparently there's some sort of crime fighting that is afoot, that apparently, or some mystery is afoot that, like Sherlock Holmes, I must solve it in the comfort of the jury box. No, the only thing I'm concerned about is I don't want to oversleep, because I got to be there like at 8 a.m., which means I'm going to have to go to bed early that previous night. Haven't decided if we're going to just have a day off from Nevermind the Furthermore, or one of my guest hosts will want to step up and do it. I haven't asked them yet, but I think today I may ask if you, Carl, or Ryan, or Joe want to do that. I don't know if Joe does. I think he had a day off and he could. So anyway, yes, Wednesday I will be called for jury duty, and we'll see how it affects everything from there on. I do not anticipate it will affect Comic Book Spectrum the next night. I am sure of that. I don't know if anything going on that I'm going to need to be sequestered for is the thing. So anyway, Pops Van Zandt at Comics Talk on YouTube says, "What's happening? Nothing much, boss. I'm just waiting for you to show up, and now you're here." And Carly, mwah, hi to you. You had a great interview last night with Teresa Dunn on her channel last night. Glad you were there. It was a great show. And for some reason, I thought today was Saturday. Wouldn't my niece have been surprised if I'd shown up a day early for her grad party? Surprised and grateful, I would suppose. I would hope. And yes, Carl Muxer with us after. And okay, what I missed? Not a thing, Joe. I had coffee with policemen, and I've got jury duty this Wednesday. Hopefully just this Wednesday. So we'll see what happens. Actually, I almost served on a jury when I lived in Illinois about 10 years ago. And I was actually there for 2 days. But the way it works anymore, they pretty much have the trials sorted out, and they know about how long each one's going to take. And the thing is, a lot of them, they get to the deal making phase long before we sit down to it. In fact, Legal Eagle on YouTube had a great show a couple weeks ago where it was a team up with Dr. Mike, who was a lot of fun. And he was talking about there were many times when he is scribbling the agreement as he's walking up the steps of the courthouse, that, plea bargains and such. So I don't expect it'll be too long. I don't think I'll be doing too long. Or it might be that I'm put on trial and then they'll tell me when it is or whatever. But anyway, I will keep you all posted. We'll share this adventure together. Anyway, and Skunk Rocker, good to see you, brother. Good morning, Nevermorians. Today's weird random factoid would be brought to you by Stupid O'Clock, where every Thursday and Saturday is Ladies' Night. But I'm tired and my back hurts. Oh, man. I'm sorry, Skunk. I hope you get to feeling better, brother. And so just pretend I said something profound. Wow, Skunk. I never knew that. That was awesome, dude. Thank you for sharing that. How was that? And Adrian Johnson, morning to everyone. And Brian, Adrian, good to see you. I haven't talked to you in ages. Hope you're doing well this morning. And everyone Grant Lankard says, good morning, all. I have a dentist appointment today, unfortunately. Well, hopefully we will provide enough pain that going to the dentist will seem like a treat. I'm telling you. And there he is, the porn sack, Eric Hawkins. I'm glad to see Eric. Eric, you had to go to your other show last night, and thank you for being on Comic Book Spectrum. And I talked with Clyde. He looked up what porn sack meant. We had covered, or Eric had covered a comic book. He'd reviewed a comic book episode before last called Good Asian. And it was written by a novelist who's done several works dealing with anti-Asian prejudice. And now he's written a comic for, I think it's Image Comics. Well, anyway, the author's first name was Porn Sack, and I'm like, ooh, unfortunate. But anyway, Clyde, the scholar of the four of us, we are such jerks compared to him. He actually went and looked that up, what the name meant. And you might want to change your name from Eric to the Porn Sack, because in I don't remember the exact native language, but in that native language, it means something like trusted advisor, wise one. I'm just saying, Eric. I mean, really. And Carl Wilson said, had a bad last night, so I might nap later in the broadcast. Got to rest up for tonight. Well, you could just sleep. You could just pull a Dan Holofield and just sleep through your green room tonight, Carl. I will try to be there tonight, Carl. I could use some green room tonight. But anyway, I hope it's not too bad, Carl. Let me like what happened, man. Oh, and also please send some healing vibes to Teresa's husband, Albert. He had a bad diabetic reaction last night, and so he is recovering. So, oh, and thank you to everyone who indulged me last night. For those of you who don't know, someone who I consider a friend, his name's David Anthony Kraft, and he passed away 2 mornings ago from pneumonia related to the Sharona Miley Cyrus. In fact, he and his wife have had that pneumonia since April 28th, and finally Dave just Dak, as we call him, got tired of fighting and went on to level up to the next level in this adventure. And I miss him already, man. I mean, he was always encouraging. I loved he was posting facts from the time he worked at Marvel Comics or DC, stuff I never knew or had an inkling of. And he'd done a lot of stuff for their special projects division. Plus, he'd written some great comics from World's Finest, Creatures on the Loose, Man Wolf. Also, a beautiful 7-issue Logan's run with George Perez. About 3 years of the Defenders. Some really good stuff. Great material. And he was always so much fun and so encouraging. And I'm going to miss the guy. So anyway, thank you for allowing me to say a few words about him last night. I do appreciate that. And I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, says Grant Lankard. We hope you're having the same, dentist appointment aside. TGIF, though, I work 7 days a week, so I don't know why it matters if it's Friday or not. Yeah, you're like me. That's the problem with the freelancer. I had a friend, I told this story before, but he was a freelance writer also, but he also worked in the Cleveland, Ohio Public Defender's Office as an attorney, and he retired. He got a really nice retirement package, so he took it. I think he was still in his 40s maybe when he got it. And he said he'd been on it for like 6 months, and the only way he knew what day of the week it was from what was on TV the night before. Well, I don't watch TV. My broadcasting is the only way I know what day it is. So anyway, I feel your pain, and sorry to hear that, Carl. Yeah, Carl, we are sorry to hear that. I hope you get feeling better today, buddy. And the show last night turned out great. I enjoyed interviewing Donna Carlene. That was a great interview, and you did a great job. You really do. You're getting more comfortable in front of the camera, and that's key to doing whatever this thing is we do. So anyway, keep up the good work, Teresa. And Donna, you were amazing. And ouch, Grandin. Yeah, skunk, my back hurts too. Getting old is tough. Yeah, but I hear everyone's doing it, Yeah, I had a little bit of bad knees earlier in the week. Yeah, God, we're ready for the retirement home, I'm telling you. But today I'm feeling perky. And we're going to go out shopping later. We're going to go on one of your Sunday runs, Carl, if you know what I mean. We're probably going to have a beverage in hand by the time the green room starts. It's been a fun week. But anyway, everyone's saying hi. And don't believe him, Grant Lankard. He was in bed by 9 p.m. Did we bore you on Comic Book Spectrum? I'm sorry, Carl. But no, it was a great show last night, as always. We the four of us have fun on that show. Eric, Clyde, and Brian and myself, we have a fun show, and it perks me up. And I've been discovering new comics that I want to read, which has really been gratifying, because I tell people I've turned into the comics fan I never wanted to become, in that there was a time I read everything. Whether it was Marvel, DC, Image, Arrow, Caliber, First, Kamiko, whatever. Not that Kamiko, Carl, not that one. But anyway, just anything that had a staple in it, I bought it and took it home and read it. Now I'm trying to get rid of all that crap. But anyway, but listening to the other three has really rekindled my love of reading comics. I mean, I've never stopped reading comic books, but I've discovered so many new series I want to try. And a lot of it can be done through hoopla.com or Comixology. They have plans where for a monthly fee, like $8 a month, you can read something like 27,000 comics that they have on their files. Then DC has a reading service where they have something like 10,000 of their own, and Marvel has their own. Pardon me. But Hoopla is absolutely free. And if you want to read the graphic novels, then you need to go to Hoopla, because it ties into your library card. Pardon me. So it's a good thing to have. So library card and Hoopla. Hoopla is absolutely free. You can check out 28 things per month, and you get them, depending on what it is, from 7 to 21 days. Graphic novels you can have for about 3 weeks, and you can renew them. I've got a couple of big tomes on comics history. I think I've been renewing them now for about 4 months, because I haven't gotten around to reading the rest of them. But but it's a worthwhile service, and definitely check with your local public library to see if they tie into the system. A lot of them are. And Michaela J, darling, mwah, hey there, how's it going? Did you catch my morning motivation? There's homework to do. I overslept, so I'm gonna catch that later today. Now, are you going to be on tonight? I'm just curious, because if you are, I will pimp you out. Anyway, good to see you, Michaela. Mwah, as always, and tossed and turned, woke up several times. Oh, well, I'm alive. And Michaela, are you doing a show tonight? See, we all want to know. And Tidbits and Scribbles will be on. You just got more of me now. Ooh, oh, darling. I'll have longed to hear those words. Anyway. Tonight, watch Tidbits and Scribbles with Michaela Jade at 7 p.m. Like I said, Ted and Chrissy Davies are taking the evening off, so Drinking with the Davies will not be occurring tonight. But then after Michaela will be the Historical Fencing Guild on the Rising Tide Broadcasting Network. Please check them out. You will have so much fun. And speaking of so much fun, we just had a comment dump. And waiting at the top of it, though, is Jody McPhee. Glad to see you, Joe. And morning, all morning, Brian. And remember, Yara Floor is greater than Donna Troy, who is greater than Cassandra Sandsmark. Excellent comic book spectrum. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And Joe, I'm going to book Clever Title Pending with you. We got to talk comics again, man. We really do. And Joe always brings great comments to the show. He really does. And we have some great interaction with our audience, which I really love. So anyway, I do want to check out Yara Floor. I really do. We were talking about that afterwards, especially Clyde and I, that Donna Troy's origin has been so bollocksed over and over and over again. And I think Cassie Sandsmark was a reaction to that. It's like they've left Donna Troy alone for a while. Let me get my Wonder Girl in there. And I like Cassie Sandsmark. I really do. I'd like to see her become her own character. But I do like in the recent years how the Wonder Woman family seems to have expanded in different ways. So anyway, I will check. I do want to check that out. I do. May wait for the trade on that one, but because I've got like 2 series I've already started, and Cookie told me I'm spending too much on comic books, and I'm like, well, I can do better. I can spend the next level. Anyway, Alan Roderick, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great Friday. Glad to have you here on the show. And if you would like to help out CromCon, says Pops Van Zandt, we have made it easy. A page is in development for Patreon. Oh, excellent, Pops. Check out the Patreon of Pops Van Zandt. I will have to do that. And coffee, Joe Dog, you have no idea. Yes, sir. Oh yes, we do a lot of fresh beans these days. We've gone away from it. I mean, Kroger brand coffee they make some good coffees, no doubt about it. But we just started grinding beans again because it was Charles F. Millhouse bought us some bean coffee last holiday. And we're like, we missed this. And now we mostly have bean coffee, except for Tim Hortons, which we tried to get the beans for it when we were out east a few weeks ago, but it just didn't happen. They didn't carry it. So we are content to have the ground on that one. But anyway, it's coffee and it's all good. And speaking of all good, there's John Celestri. Good morning, Brian K. Good morning, all. John, how are you this morning? Good to see you. Looking forward to seeing more of your creativity in the comic book stuff. And I'm glad to have you here. Hope your morning's going well, my man. And more of you. Michaela tries to keep head from exploding, says Carl Witzman. Which one? And Pepsi is better than coffee. Christian Illusion and Shake Lindsay, we will put up with a lot from you, but we are not going to put up with that kind of heresy, sir. Nothing is better than coffee. I'm telling you. No, coffee actually has some healthful elements in it. What was it? It has antioxidants in it. Pepsi does not. Most coffees do not have sugar in them, which Pepsi has in abundance. But you can add it too there. In fact, I do support Irish coffee, which does have all 4 major food groups, which are alcohol, sugar, fat, and alcohol, sugar, that, and that's pretty much all you need. And caffeine. That's it. See, it's got the 4 major food groups. It's health food in a cup. I'm telling you. Joe Dog McKeel says, just for the record, I am well behaved and will stay that way in public and group settings. Did someone say something about thunderstorms this week? Yeah, I'm waiting for you. One of us is going to get struck eventually, Joe Dog. I'm sure I'm further up the list than you are. But, it's funny. I'm hearing a lot more people winding up in Facebook jail. Nita Lanning has wound up in there herself for, I guess she was jokingly kidding about, some sort of act of aggression, and she was just joking about, but Facebook dinged her for it. And I'm like, man, that's not fair. I've got an actual legitimate death threat against me, and I don't think they did anything about that, bozo. Anyway, thanks, Brian. I had a good time with Teresa. I'm glad to hear that. I had a good time watching you two. You both look like you were having fun. And John B. Pica, hey there, friends and foes. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. John B. Pica, johnpica.com. And back in the cereal box every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. It's the way to start your day. And, excuse me. And Jeffrey Hayes says, good Friday morning, Nevermorians. Check out the Plasma Fire t-shirt shop with artwork featuring Brian K. Morris's The Terror, soon to be out this year. Charles F. Millhouse's Captain Hawkland Adventures and Bobby Nash's Abraham Snow. Yes. Abraham Snow. This is the stuff he does. And I don't have it loaded for my book, The Terror's out later this year, but this is a handsome looking book, Jeff. And if you want a handsome looking book, you need to contact Jeffrey Hayes at plasmafiregraphics.com and have him do some stuff for you. And definitely go to Teespring or tpublic.com and get yourself some Jeffrey. Wear Jeffrey on your chest. Anyway, Jeffrey, I hope you're having a good morning, sir. Always a delight to have you here. Glad you're my friend. And Pops Van Zandt says, Jake, Pepsi is my afternoon beverage. I don't drink much soda anymore, and I lost quite a bit of weight just from that act alone. And my thinking's a little clearer, such as it is. I do have a soda occasionally. If I have one once a month, that's a lot for me anymore. And it's usually when I'm out with friends or something. And it may be later in the day and I don't trust the coffee because you don't know how long it's been there on the burner. But anyway, I am definitely a coffee over Pepsi man. And actually I'm Pepsi. I am actually Coca-Cola over Pepsi and RC Cola over all of them. That is the best. And I don't care what anyone says. And Grant Langer says, I listened to the rerun. Carly and Teresa, it was a good show. Thanks for doing it. Yeah, definitely. And back to the cereal box. Thank you, John. Appreciate you, man. Tomorrow morning, Blind Fury John Hilton will be a guest on the show. He's a real world daredevil. That sounds like fun. Anyway, check out John B. Pica's show. Check out his network, too. He's got some super groovy programming on there. And Bill Sarton, good morning to you. Excuse me. And TGIF to the Freaky Fuzzy Fez Man and all the fantastic Friday Morians. Count your blessings. You'd be surprised how many you have. I do. I got a lot. I'm here. But anyway, good to see you, Bill. Hope you're having a good day so far. And good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. Last night was yet again another amazing episode of Comic Book Spectrum with BKM, Clyde, Old Pornsack, and myself. If you missed it, go check out the rerun and make all of your magical dreams come true. And remember, every time you watch that show, an anti-masker gets tossed out of Costco. Anyway, please check out that show. We always have a good time. The four of us have fun. And the after show is always lively. And earlier, Brian, Clyde told me after you and Eric had left the after show what porn sack meant. And Eric ought to just give up Eric and be porn sack. It's actually a compliment. It means a good thing that he's wise and all. And yes, Dak passed. Yes. Excuse me. His wife notified everyone 2 mornings ago that she got on his account and said that he had died. Both of them had been fighting the COVID since April 28th. And I guess he passed away at home. He just got tired of fighting. And that he took her hand and looked into her eyes as he passed away. And I've had the privilege of, of knowing him. I mean, we never met in person. We had one opportunity, but something happened and he couldn't get out of the house due to a natural disaster that happened near him. But I miss him, and he's got a lot of friends that miss him too. He was just so creative and wrote some of my favorite comic books, edited a lot of them, and was pretty integral to the post-Stan Lee Marvel universe, really. Plus, he was such a good guy and always encouraging, always supportive, great sense of humor. And yeah, he passed away. Yesterday, I was sharing Willow Schuyler's YouTube video, which, by the way, you all ought to go to Willow's and subscribe to it. After you subscribe to mine, of course. In fact, let me get my banner up there to remind people. Anyway, I think this is it. Yeah, there it is. But anyway, let me get back to where I was. But Willow had done a wonderful video that is on the verge of going viral, where she talks about how she got the COVID shot and her arm is now magnetic. And it was basically a debunker thing. And oh my God, she's got more dislikes than likes on that thing. And I want to see that trend reverse, please. And some of the idiots, and I will go on record, these, regardless of where you stand on the issue of COVID, these were idiots. And like some guy was like yelling at her about how she didn't know anything, and he knew all of the fake news sites that had the thing that supported his bigotry against masks and everything. And I made a comment to the extent of, well, say what you will about Willow, but at least she knows how to work a caps lock. And oddly enough, I went back early this morning and he deleted all of his comments. Go figure. So please go to her page, watch that video several times, subscribe to it, give it a thumbs up, and leave a comment showing that if we want to use tinfoil, it's to cook chicken in, not to line the inside of our hats. And for the record, okay. So despite what some people may think, and I will admit, yesterday I was looking for a fight, so I posted it on my page, and I said anyone who makes a rude comment is going to get blocked, and I mean it. I was looking for some idiot to come out of the woodwork and say that that it was all a government plot. We're all filled with nanites, blah 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 blah, and so It was just, I think it was one of the few disappointments of my day yesterday. I didn't get to pick a fight with an idiot. But anyway, great job, Brian. I appreciate it. Love you, buddy. Hey, I love you too, Skunk. I really do. And, man, I hope your day gets better. I hope your back gets better. Put some ice on that when you get home. And just have a few adult beverages and chill the hell out, brother. You earned it. You've gotten through your week. And Legend of Traveling Tars, sorry for your loss, man. Thank you, Christian Basil. I do appreciate that. And I can't say that yesterday was a fun day of broadcasting with that, and I'm, and it shows you how close we can become even through this medium of social discourse, this electronic ones and zeros way of getting to be friends. But I had a neighbor that passed away at the start, or actually just before the COVID started coming around. My next door neighbor, and she and I had gotten very close, and I still miss the hell out of her. I kind of expect her to pop her head out of her house or something, and or someone else's head. She could have been an axe murderer for all I know. I never got into the basement, but no, she was a wonderful lady, and I still feel to the same. But I feel the same way now about Dak. That we talked, we sent PMs to each other, and he was very supportive. In fact, and here's a little thing. If anyone goes back to read his great magazine Comics interview, I'm actually in two of them. So, as a retailer, back in my retail days, comics retail days, but thank you very much. I appreciate that, Christian Basil, and also appreciate your show. Thank you for having me on Tuesday night. That was so much fun. And Skunk Rocker, if you want to do an Arise, I'm sadly distracted at the moment. I'm sorry. And Brian, sorry for your loss. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that, brother. And David's run on the Defenders was great. He will be missed. Yeah. Steve Gerber had done a superlative a couple of years on the Defenders. See, Steve Gerber was a St. Louis area writer who was the co-creator of Howard the Duck. And he wrote a lot of great Marvel books, but he did not like team books. But they assigned him this. And this is back in the day when you didn't have healthcare insurance with the comics. You didn't have contracts for the most part. And so he took it because it was an assignment. And so he wrote this book featuring Prince Namor and the Hulk and the Valkyrie and Nighthawk that he didn't like team books. So he decided to write the team book he wanted to read. And it got wacky. And then he had a few issues where Jerry Conway took over because he was editor-in-chief at the time, and he decided he could do that. Then he dropped down from the position, went back to DC, in fact, at that time, and then Dak took over, and Dak picked up the mantle of the silliness, but he also infused it with some serious plots and some great stuff with metaphysicality and stuff, and it featured some of the earliest work of Keith Giffen. He did like 3 or 4 issues, and he was in his Kirby phase, and he was brilliant. But yeah, definitely miss his stuff. And his Logan's Run, I wish there was a way to reprint that, because that was great work with George Perez. And yeah, he will definitely be missed. Also, change my epic Norse name, Ever Ruler, Mighty Ruler. Nah, I like it as it is. Okay, Eric, your call. Maybe Brian, do you want to be Porn Sack? Because then people will tell us apart. Anyway, I figure it's when everybody has a compliment on the comic book spectrum, I figure they're talking to Brian Rodman. Anyway, the Skunk Rocker says, yeah, I also hopped up on caffeine last night. I wanted to stay for the stupid after show, but then had to go poop, and when I came back, the show was over. Gosh, did you have that much roughage? What the hell? Skunk, you probably lost about 20 pounds if that's the case. But I still wanted to talk because I was in a good mood, so I ended up staying up with Dan till like almost 1 a.m., and that was a mistake because I slept through every single alarm and was over 2 hours late. Oh, no. Dude, and you're trying to catch up. I feel for you, man. Anyway, you take care of yourself, Skunk, because you are loved, man. Never forget that. Seriously. As long as I'm drawing breath, you are. And has Perky agreed to get enveloped? It is a consensual agreement between me and Perky. So if nothing else, I'll buy Perky a drink, and after a couple of them, Perky's anyone's, you know what I'm saying? And tomorrow we are packing and shipping out all the rewards to our amazing backers of Memoirs of an Angel #7, says Brian Rodman, who would know because it's his book. And then I'll be jumping right back into prep for the Nebulizer's launch this next Friday at 12 p.m. It's a Good Life. Dude, you're doing a great job of that. Proud of you. Seriously proud. Scott Crocker says, so my boss was not very happy with this morning. Sad face. Well, he should just be damn happy to have you, brother. And it happens to us all. We've all overslept. So you'll make up for it, brother. You'll make up, man. And I hope you get feeling better, Carl Wisman. Sing him a lullaby, Brian, so he can snooze this morning. You don't want me singing. You seriously don't want me singing. The pain as the blood pours from all your ears is not a fun thing to encounter. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and Ninja Genko, good morning to you, my friend. Hope you're having a good morning. Delight to have you here as always. Thank you for being on the show last night. That was good to see you. And we just had another comment dump. Boy, did we have a oh, man. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we had a huge comment dump. Holy cats. Let's see. We're zeroing in on it. Oh, man. Anyway, here we go. Here we go. Ted Davies Artistry. Hey, Ted, good morning to you, brother. Good morning, all. Running around today, so I'll be listening next week. Drinking with the Davies will return. Well, it better by Jingo, because we need some alcoholic beverage guidance from you and Chrissy. We really do. And hashtag bring cookie home. Thank you, Bill Sarn. Appreciate that a lot. Joe Dog McKeel says, my wife says I'm the cheapest man she has ever met. I'm not buying that. Between you and Cindy Kep, man, I keep laughing. Which, by the way, I've got to check on that. I'm going to refresh the page. Cindy Kep, as you know, who was a guest on last Tuesday's Clever Title Pending, she made her goal and then some. So I'm waiting for the screen to refresh here. She's got 17 days left to go on her Kickstarter campaign, and she has 53 backers, and she's at $34.96. I would love to see someone pledge at least $4 before the end of the show. I would like to get her to $3 3,500. Over 3,500. Please check it out. It's an all ages comic book. It is wonderful. The art is beautiful by Roel Cruz. You will dig it a lot. And Joe Dog McKeel says, "Oh, Brian, I have an idea on a comic format that could cross genres, plus would have a lower printing cost. Whichever one of us Brian's you're talking to, I'm sure we're interested." Yeah, serious. And yes, Joe, please talk about it publicly so I can contact my patent lawyer. Oh, fight. And Comics Talk with Pop Science from YouTube says, "You guys will have to drop me some suggestions for exclusive to Patreon content for that page." Pops, start your homework and just start. There are other conventions that have Patreon pages. You might look at them. You might get some of your guests to say pony up a comic or something, and you could send it to somebody, or maybe have downloads, PDFs of some comics at certain levels. Just a thought. Eric Hawkins says, "Fresh beans, you say. Ted Davies has a coffee sponsor. Maybe you should check them out. They need to check me out because I drink a lot of coffee." Let's just say that if somebody wants me as a coffee shill for you, hurry up. I may have someone on the line, and I will talk about them as lovingly as I talk about my beloved Tim Horton. And absolutely, Skunks, is Joe Dog McKeel. Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I have waken up with Michaela Jade for the last 2 days. Sadly, she's got her clothes on when she does. Yeah, and watch, she's like 700 miles away, too, right? And Christian Elusen and Shake Lindsay, here's a recipe for Pepsi coffee. Take a whole cup of coffee and pour it down the sink and drink a Pepsi. There is. I think you've got the thing reversed. It's kind of fun to hear it fizz as it goes down the drain. Of course, I could describe my coffee too. Anyway, Brian Rodman, so sad about the passing of. Yeah, we talked about this last night, of Kentaro Miura, who created the Berserk manga. Not to be confused with the Keanu Reeves Berserk without the vowels. He was such a pivotal figure in the manga anime scene, and he was only 54. There's speculation that he had ongoing health problems since he would take long breaks from creating the series. Yeah, and I was thinking about that. There are some, John Paul Leon just passed away a couple of weeks ago, and he was, I think, in his 40s. And we have had some other comic creators who have passed way too soon, like Gene and Dan Day. They were fairly young. I think Dak was in his 70s. I think he was, or late 60s. He was just a few years older than I was. And what else? There's other creators, but there's a number of them that have been very, very young. Of course, a lot of them, especially in the older days, just work themselves to death, literally. And that is sad about Kentaro Miura too. I am sorry to hear that. It's a bad time. But anyway, left behind a body of work that we all can still admire. There's his immortality. Or here's the thought: if people don't enjoy coffee, let them enjoy coffee instead of shaming them for it because you don't like coffee, says Skunk Rocker. No shame. I have no shame about loving my coffee, and people can say what they will. Now, I know a lot of people that like the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, but not the flavor. And there are some that just don't like it at all. But they are minions of Satan, and they know not what they do. We pray for them every night. Please let them like coffee. Skunkcracker says, "I'm not a big coffee fan either. I prefer Mountain Dew, but at the same time, I don't make fun of people who drink coffee because they enjoy coffee or tea or hot cocoa or any other hot beverage." Yeah, and I drink coffee all day long. I really do, because I enjoy the flavor, and it's not as good a hydrator as water, which I also drink. We've got good water around here. But, I like the flavor of coffee. And when I'm on the road, I treat myself. Like, I'll stop at a truck stop. Some of the truck stops have excellent coffee. And some of it, they have a machine that grinds it fresh right there for you. It's like having a barista there. It's great. But, I dose it up with cream and sugar. And that way I have the fat and the sugar and the caffeine to help keep me awake. So, as I'm driving home. So, and by the way, please come see us the 29th of May, the 29th of this month, because I will be along at the Peoria Expo Center downtown at the Indie Author Book Expo. Jen Thompson, who has been on Clever Tile Pending, a lovely lady, we love her to death. She will be there. It's her gig. Also, Carl and Donna will be there, as well as Michaela, Amy Hale, TL Shively, who is the evil Lynn to my Orko, and Cookie will be there. We're going to have to leave, or at least we think she's going to be there. We are pretty sure. Work has picked up again. In fact, please think kind thoughts of her, because she has got to work for the next 8 days. She is working overtime this weekend, which good for our budget. She's working overtime, but that's why I'm going out on a booze run this afternoon, because I mean, aspirin's a good analgesic, but nothing works faster and more efficiently than vodka. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but no shame here, Skunk, but thank you for the defense. And kind of a pet peeve of mine there, bud. Let people enjoy things. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing against Pepsi or the people that drink it, or Coca-Cola. And I used to drink Mountain Dew incessantly. The only thing is, Skunk, there's a reason why I don't drink it like I used to. There is a thing in there called brominated vegetable oil. Bromide is a cancer-causing agent, and my uncle had testicular cancer. I'm older now than he was when he got it. And I have my maternal grandfather died of cancer, but he also worked in an Illinois coal mine for several years before all those pesky safety regs went in. And he also smoked 2 packs of Pall Malls every day. It's like, it's not just that he caught cancer. He's out there in the middle of the field yelling, "Hey, cancer, here I am." So I don't quite count him. I think he was courting it. So anyway, let's get back to other talk. Let's talk to Brian Rodman. There's quite a buzz about manga versus American comics these days. With the culture of American comics being so corporately made for so long, the culture seems to be shifting towards a more creator-driven comic culture like manga has been in Japan. I'm all for this shift. Creator-driven trumps corporate every day, any day. I agree. And that's one of the reasons I do like manga. One of the problems with manga is let me go back. One of the great things about manga is it's not all superhero. In fact, very little of it is superhero, but you like romance, it's out there. Do you want to read about soccer players or baseball players or demon hunters or goofy shit? That's the only way to describe something like Ranma 1/2 or One Punch Man. It's there. The manga industry, you want diversity. It is so diverse in its genres. Americans cannot even come close to what they're doing. And the thing is, also what they have are very economical comic packages. I mean, there is one Shonen Jump, I believe it is, and it comes out, weekly, I think, or it used to come out weekly, and it was this thick. And you had like a dozen stories in there. It's good stuff. And I think more people should investigate manga. I mean, I do. I read some from the library. And I kept up on some like Astro Boy or Ranma 1/2. I don't really have, I kind of follow One Punch Man now, but there's an Ultraman manga too. So anyway, yeah, there is a buzz about it. And the thing is, manga also outsells ours. Our best-selling book can't even touch some of the lower-selling manga titles. Because the thing is, adults recognize it as adult literature. And yeah, there is manga porn, I will tell you. But there you have businessmen reading manga on the subways, whereas America, we are starting to emerge from it in the last 20 years. But there is still this idea that comic books are for either the intellectually disadvantaged or for children, which is a lie, because there's hardly any real kids titles anymore. Cindy Cap's all ages book is a rarity. So yeah, that's something we may want to talk about one of these times on Comic Book Spectrum. Eric Hawkins, The Zombie from World of Oz, #3 on Kickstarter, 5,432, 148 backers, 4 days to go. Let's get this up to, we can get up to 5,500. Let's get him at least 150 backers. That will help him a lot. And City Cap is still at $3,496 with 53 backers, 17 days to go. We are going to be keeping tabs on these two campaigns, as well as the Nebulizer from Brian Rodman. Please check them out because they help us so much. And Henri Compound was going to introduce me to him later this year. So bummed, says from the desk of a small press publisher. Check him out 10 p.m. on Saturday nights. Great interview show. Yeah, I was wanting to get in touch with Henri and see if I could get some of my stuff, at least one thing signed by Dak. But I've got a number of emails that I will keep forever. Here's the thing, real quick, Joe. When he was doing Comics Interview, we had a mutual friend, the late Daryl Boats, who was working our sister comic shop in outside of Eastern Illinois University, and he got a gig with Dak as an interviewer, transcriber, and assistant editor. Well, after interviewing me a couple times, and I'd helped Daryl out on some interviews. I never took any credit for it, but anyway, Daryl had been talking me up, and he told Dak, I was doing a weekly newsletter for my comic shop and doing some freelance writing, and he said, Dak, you got to hire this guy. He knows comics in and out. And so one day Daryl told me, said, Brian, all you have to do is write Dak and tell him you're interested, and he'll bring you in. He'll train you. He'll tell you everything you need to do. He's great to work for. You'll love him. And I mulled it over, and I thought, can I fit this into my schedule? Because I was also having some personal problems at the time with my mother's health. And the thing is, I think I still had the letter started saying, I accept Dak. And I think it was still in the typewriter when I heard he was canceling Comics Interview. And I'm like, well, poop. So I, life went on. And then I started doing some editorial, background work for Alter Ego. And one of the things was there was an article that Roy wanted retyped for Alter Ego from Comics Interview. And he told me, he said, I'm having Dak send you the original. I said, Roy, tell him not to. I've got a copy. I've got one in my personal collection. I can get a hold of it. But Dak sent it anyway. And I did not touch his copy. I did my own. And, because if any damage was to happen to it, I wanted it to be my copy. But I sent it back, as it was. And I sent him a letter and say, well, thank you for it was good. Thank you for letting me use your copy. And he wrote me back and said, Brian, thank you for all you do. By the way, do you hear anything from Daryl Boats these days? He remembered me. And it had been safely 15 years between the time that we had our correspondence and then when I found out he was online, I friended him, and he something happened with Facebook. Facebook occasionally drops friends from your thing, and I realized that Dak wasn't on my friends list, and I he's one of the few people I went and I said, Dak, did I offend you somehow? Because it looks like we're not Facebook friends anymore. And he goes, Brian, I just checked, and I thought maybe I had peeved you. And he said, I really don't want that. Can we mend whatever fences there are? And I'm like, dude, there's no fences to mend. We're good. We are totally good. And so, we maintained our correspondence up to the end. So, yeah, it's a shame. But, the thing is, Joe, he left behind such great work. And he left behind, memories for you and me. Even your near miss is a memory, and it keeps him alive, man. One thing I say to people who have lost someone is, may the memories always be golden. And that is how we survive. Even if you believe in an afterlife or not, that is how you and I survive, in the memories of others. It's like, you've got Amazonia. I'm immortal too. We both are immortals. So we keep up on that. Okay. We'll get through it, man. And Bill Sarn says, we interrupt the man in the red fez for this important announcement. Join the far out and groovy kids by clicking on Facebook's Sarnart76 for better days from yesteryear. You'll find out his merry memes, rockin' retro videos, and snazzy jazzy sketches that are always available for purchase safe and securely through PayPal. So check out the artwork of Bill Sarn, where everything is old or everything old is new again. Do that thing. You'll be glad you did. And Brian Rodman says, and if you missed the Dastardly Dingoes this week, you missed 2 new episodes. We had an epic pre-recorded sit-down with Ted Davies, and then on Wednesday, we had a live show with Luke Stone. Head to bit.ly Dastardly Dingoes and join the shenanigans today. Yeah, definitely. This is a great show. Seriously, Brian and Chad and Jeremy Chad and Jeremy, I love their music, did a great pair of episodes. Ted and Luke were wonderful, and check them out. It's always a great time. And if they invite you on their show, say yes. Yes. And Glenn B. Fleming. Hey, Brian, Hatch Book 1 is now reprinted, and there it is. Check it out. Hey, Glenn, how you doing, brother? Good to see you this morning. Happy to have you here. And definitely check out the work of Glenn B. Fleming on Amazon. He not only has great artistic chops. I'm serious. He's an amazing artist. He does cartoony as well as photorealistic, beautiful work. And he's got some great stuff about his family and travels he's made to like Easter Island as well as to Jack Kirby. So check out what this man's doing. And somebody's starting their lawnmower outside. We've got the windows open because it's a nice day out there. So let's see. Oh, well. You'll hear it in the background. Anyway, check out the work of Glenn B. Fleming, no matter what Amazon you belong to. And Comics Talk with Pops and Zan. I am working on the Defenders run. First book I ever bought was Defenders number 10. Oh, yeah. That was that part of the team up with the Avengers? The crossover of Steve Englehart's The Avengers? Anyway, that was good stuff. That was such good stuff. And also, a lot of Kraft's work was on hoopla.com, such as his Defenders run. I reread that, and also his Savage She-Hulk was also on there too. I read both volumes of that. That was good stuff. And good morning, Nevermorians. Good morning to you, Rick Bradley. And the Ninja Gango mocks me with his laughter. And huge comment dumped. Did he eat Taco Bell? Asked Rick Bradley. Yeah. One chalupa, and I can't keep up. You know what I'm saying? And Michaela J says, I will do $4, but I'm working. As soon as I get back in the truck, I will get you, Cindy. Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Michaela. Yeah, Cindy, I keep saying, one, it's a great book. I have read it. Her Patreon subscribers have read that book. It's beautiful. I love that book. And when I get my PDF of Animal, I'm going to read that too. I'm looking forward to it. She's a great writer. She's up in your league, really. Michaela is fantastic in so many ways. But anyway, no, she does so much for the community, and she promotes all of us so very much. Plus, if you watch any of the shows like Clever Tile Penning or Comic Book Spectrum, she provides jokes, and she's amazing. So, I talk about the rising tide. She puts so much into her part of the rising tide. I want to see it come back tenfold to her. I really want to see her kick Boutte on this campaign. All right. Also, someone who knows comic book stuff is Glenn B. Fleming, who says Comics Unlimited number 6 is here. 100 pages of comic articles and art. Check it out on your local Amazon. It is great reading. Seriously, it is. I got to catch up with that. And Cindy Kep is now over $3,500. Thank you, Michaela. Thank you, darling. You are awesome. And let us check that out. $3,508. Excellent. And we've got 53 backers. Please, please, please support her. Because here's the thing. Sometimes people drop out. So we've got to get Cindy to as far over 3,400 as we can. Anyone who's done a Kickstarter campaign will tell you there are people that drop out for whatever reason. Some are legit. Some not so much. Sometimes people are a-holes. But anyway, please, let's support Cindy. I want everyone's support. I want Eric support. I want Brian support when he gets done. Luke Stone, we got to help him too. But we got to help Cindy. I think we all agree there. And Mora started doing manga at like 4 years old, says Eric Hawkins, and had several volumes done by 11. This man was born to draw. Seriously, check out his biography. He did more than by 10 by the rest of us ever do. But wow, that has got to put him at the youngest person in the entire history of comics. Because there were some people like Jules Pfeiffer and Jim Shooter and Joe Kubert who started in their teens. Trevor Von Eden started when he was like 17, I think. Really, really young. But 4, wow. that is amazing. Oh, thank you, Eric. I didn't know that. I got to look this person up. This sounds fascinating. And I only drink coffee when in the United States, is Glenn B. Fleming. I firmly believe when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Last time I was in Rome, I was arrested for taking out 3 gladiators in the Colosseum, but that's another story. Well, at least you put in a good word for the Christians. That's what I got to say, Glenn. Yeah, and that's the thing. I would love to go to England. England's kind of on my bucket list. And one of the things I want is a proper high tea. I really do. Because there is just so much ceremony to it that I appreciate. It's not like here in America where it's, we got to lift and flow through tea bag, plop in the cup, plop with the water, plop with the sugar and lemon. This is tea. No, it really isn't. I love a good Earl Grey. I really do. But yeah, I can see that. And it's such a shame. It's like you see people that go to other countries and the first thing they look for is a McDonald's. That seems like almost sacrilege. It's like, no, you have such an opportunity to sample the cuisine of the locals and you're passing it by. That's why, even when we travel, Glenn, myself and Cookie, when we travel, we rarely go to chain restaurants unless they're a chain we don't have locally or can't get to easily. If there's a Lee's Chicken, we're there. But because our closest is an hour away, and we love Lee's Chicken. But no, we go to the local restaurants. We go to the diners. We go to the place where the real cuisine of America is being created. We'll go to bars and see what they've got. So, yeah, I agree with you. It seems, travel should broaden the mind. You shouldn't just go with the familiar. Give yourself something to appreciate. And Carl, good words, Glenn. Thank you very much. And Carl Wisman just woke up to hear that Brian is getting vodka. Good job. We'll be ready for the green room tonight. Yeah, I'm down to about this much. We got some pineapple infused vodka, and we paired it up with a ginger drink that I found in all places, Dollar Tree. It is almost Werner's. Eric, you got to teach me how to say that right. But we've been calling it Werner's in my area for ages. But with a really strong ginger drink, and we made kind of like a faux Moscow Mule that is wonderful. So yeah, we're also out of Crown Royal, so I'm going on a run this afternoon, and I have full permission. Skunk Rocker says, I do not want to point out Mountain Dew Zero has no brominated vegetable oil. Oh, really? I have to admit, I like the Mountain Dew energy drink. I think it's the orange that I've had. I think that's tasty. And I love Code Red. And there's one, I don't remember the name of it, but I think it's exclusive to KFC. And it's a mango infused Mountain Dew that's really, really good. I like it a lot. And Bill Sargent says, the bird's the word. When you check out Cindy Cap's newsletter by clicking on CKOEPP.com, you'll be flying high reading her newsletter's insightful and inspirational content, and you'll be chirping cheerfully at the extras she includes. So sign up for Cindy's newsletter today. It's really fun to tweet about. Definitely. We got to support our gal there. And go to CKOEPP.com and sign up for her newsletter. And plus, her website's pretty nifty. And check out her work on Amazon. She is really talented. And good morning, Luke Stone Studios. Good to have you here, man. Loved your shot on the Dastardly Dingoes the other night. I was really happy to see you on there. I hope you're having a great morning, my friend. Please check out Luke. I insist that you leave a link to your Indiegogo campaign for the Hybrids, the Sons of Gods #7, which is, I think, in its closing days. Looking forward to that. I have already pledged, so done my part, as little as it is. But anyway, Luke, it is always a pleasure, man. We got to get together sometime. Seriously, I miss you, man. And Eric Hawkins, you forgot the bad thing about manga. It comes out so quickly because it's mostly made with slave labor of dozens of artists all working at the same time on the same book. Well, that is true. They're called assistants, Eric. And the slave labor assistants, potato. But yeah, that's how you can get like a 30-page story like every week, because you've got about 50 other people. One person draws hands. Okay, next. Okay, you draw the rest of the arm. Next, you color this. Next, you letter this. It's definitely an assembly line. It's definitely assembly line stuff. but some of it is so amazing. In fact, I found a box. I'm trying to put my basement in order after living here 5 years. We're bound to determine we're going to get everything out of the damn boxes as soon as we can. But I ran across a manga that was done by one of our favorite people, the guy that did Ranma 1/2. And I'm sure that's one. It could be 1/2 or 1/2. I'm not sure how it's really pronounced. It's kind of like Vernor's. But that is just such an off the wall series. And then I found another that the creator had done, and it's almost like a fantasy romance that I haven't read in years. And I thought, I gotta pick this thing up and give it another shot again. But that is bad. But then again, some of those people do graduate into their own careers. Like here in America, we've had several prominent artists who started out as assistants to other people. For instance, Wally Wood is probably one of the most noted, aside from being an incredible illustrator. Glenn Fleming's ears just perked up. I know. Aside from being one of the greatest illustrators the comics medium has ever seen, and one of the most versatile, as well as a good writer, he also gave the world a number of assistants like Larry Ivy, Don Coleman, I think was his name, who'd done a little bit of work elsewhere, Bill Spicer, Dan Atkins prominently, who was at one point an art director at Marvel Comics, as well as a prominent artist, and one of Kurt Swan's best inkers, if you ask me. Also, and then Atkins, in turn, gave us Val Mayerick, who co-created Howard the Duck, did Man-Thing, a lot of other great books, and P. Craig Russell. All right. Which, by the way, Eric, I picked up that book that he just did, the the Norse mythology book he did with Neil Gaiman. I just picked that up and put it in my my hoopla.com, so I'll be reading that probably in the next week or two. But anyway, yeah, but we have that here in America too. Dave Cockrum was an assistant to Murphy Anderson. Howard Chaykin was an assistant to Gil Kane in the early 70s. It's it's kind of like an Al Milgrom also, I think, was an assistant for a while to I want to say Gil Kane. I know he was assistant to somebody, but I can't remember. I think it was Gil Kane when he moved here from Detroit to New York in the 70s. And several others. It's not uncommon to have assistants, just like flatters help people with electronic coloring, that sort of thing. And yes, says Rick Bradley, manga is not afraid to try out crazy ideas either. When American comics play it safe, manga will have a story about a guy waking up as a slime in an RPG game, or a guy that turns into a girl with cold water, or whatever crazy idea you can think of. Yeah, exactly. Or One Punch Man, who trains his body to rock hard perfection, so hard that his hair falls out. And he's looking for somebody that can actually engage him in combat because he is so powerful that he's called One Punch Man. One punch and they're out. So, and he's looking for a challenge. It's a fun, off-the-wall series. The Skunk Rocker, Brian, you should look up Junji Ito manga. Okay. I can't resist that. Okay, I'm going to look that up, and I know I'm going to regret it. Junji Ito manga. Okay. All right, Skunk, I'm taking you up on that. I will look that up. If this turns out to be something like Dino Porn, you and I are going to have words, Sakai. I'm telling you now. And Molly Daniels, good morning to you, Ma. In case you missed it, my second beautiful granddaughter was born Wednesday night at 6:30. Looking forward to holding baby Belle soon. Congratulations, Grandma. Ma, that's great, Molly. That is super. Good news. Good news indeed. And Brian Robin, I think as the culture continues to embrace comics and manga, American comics will gain more and more respect. I think it's starting to happen, especially when people realize that some of the most popular movies ever were derived from comic books. Anyway, as the 1950s way of thinking continues to fade out and influence our culture, I really think the millennial and Gen Z generations will put American comics on the Japanese culture track with manga. I suspect so. And I'd like to see American comics once again achieve the sales levels that they did, even 20, 30 years ago. I'm not talking about the boom in the 90s, but, just, I remember a time when I got a chance to meet a gentleman who was Erwin Donenfeld, who was the editorial director at DC Comics. And he said they had a policy in the 50s and 60s. Any comic book that dipped below 200,000 in sales got canceled, regardless of what it was. Batman, at one point, they were going to cancel Batman in the 50s and in the 70s for that reason, just before the camp period and just a few years after, because sales had dipped so low that they couldn't sustain the book. Even Wonder Woman was selling just enough to keep going. Plus, it and Batman had some marketing, some toy spinoffs and stuff that kept them going. But just the same, the economics are different today. And let's see, Cindy Cap. Oh, there's our darling Cindy Cap is here, and there was the comment dump. But anyway, there's a new book there by Michaela Jade on Amazon. You gotta check that. Check out Michaela's trilogy. Seriously good stuff. And let's see, let's catch up with where we were. Here we go. And Dak left me Savage She-Hulk to get my comic writing to and to surpass. There we go. Yeah, he did a great job. I just recently reread those. In fact, it was right after I was on your show from the desk of a small press publisher that I went back and I read the Savage She-Hulk volumes, and I had forgotten how really good those were. Dak left a lot of great work. So, yeah, and his Defenders are real damn good, too. You will enjoy those. And speaking of people we enjoy, there's Kathy Jackson. Mwah, good morning and happy Friday, everyone. Hugs to you, darling. Hope you and Matthew and the family are doing well. And you, Amy Hale. The axis of evil is here. Kathy and Amy and myself. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Mwah, good to see you. Hope I'm going to watch your show today. I know it's going to be great. Watch Creative as Hale that was on last night. It would be good. And yes, sir, Thor versus Hulk, says Pops Van Zandt. Oh, yeah. Yes, I remember that fight. That was terrific. That was such a good book. I love it. And have any of you seen my post from Philly Phil Art? That's Philip Thompson. Philip, good to have you here. Leave a link to that, would you please? And happy Friday, Cindy Cap. Mwah, darling. Thank you for being on Clever Tile Pending this week. You were amazing. And Glenn Brian knows Steve. That's right. I know Steve. And he said Comics Unlimited is the bomb. It really is. So, and it's Steve, so we know. Anyway, Cindy Cap says Animal Eye is at 3508, aiming for the first stretch goal at $4,000. At that mark, one random backer gets an Amigurumi, and every backer gets the new Raphael and Nagi digital artwork. Check out that Animal Eye. It is a good book. I am looking forward to that. Having that in my what Rush Limbaugh used to call my formerly nicotine stained fingers. That's going to be a great book. You will love it. Please support Cindy Cap and fun weekend reading and Smashwords. Hey, that's me. And hey, yo, it's Luke. Luke Stone is in the house. Respect, people. Respect. And we both have code red Mango Melon and Mango Melon Zero at our Lowe's. I've not tried the melon yet. Cookie doesn't like melons of any kind. Whether it's cantaloupe or watermelon or what. And I'm curious about the melon one, but I don't drink all of the Mountain Dews for, I just don't need all that empty calories, I guess. In order to check out on Memorial Day, check out my work on Amazon. Thank you, darling. Thank you. And Scott Carr, yeah, I want to get in that green room tonight. I want you there, sir. And maybe play Frisbee with a wolf, Coy Wolf, that is, from Amanda Talker. Check her out on Amazon. Luke Sun Studios. Thanks, Brian. Miss you too, brother. So busy working on these books. I know, and I'm working on was it 1, 2, 3 novels, plotting a fourth, and I've got 2 short stories, possibly 3 that I'm doing. So I feel your pain, but isn't it good to be busy? I mean, like I keep saying, there was a time when nobody cared how much idle time we had on our hands. We got to get together sometime, Luke. I miss you, man. And back in the cereal box, sorry I haven't been on this AM. Busy day at the office, AM. Well, just lock your door and tell them to leave you the hell alone. You got more important things to do, like be here and engage with us. And Cindy Cap, do big stompy robots use swords? You've always wondered. I know that question's been on your lips. I can read it there. Anyway, check out Nicholas Anthony Tucker on Amazon. He will tell you the answer. And also, he's got the. Also, check out Luke Stone's campaign, because one of the thank you levels, one of the rewards is a copy of a brand new desktop role playing game written by our own Nick Tucker that is part of Luke Stone's Indiegogo campaign. So please support that too. Support both of them. And Brian Rodman says, well, we definitely don't want the assistant slaves in comics for sure. We want the respect that manga has, not necessarily the Japanese work ethic, aka work till you die, and then they bring you back to life, call you lazy, and then make you work till you die again. That's the plan I've been following since 2012, Brian. Except in my case, it's Cookie, who keeps reviving me. Bill Sarn says, I'm pretty sure that the same children who make manga are the ones who make your Nike sneakers. I don't think so, because I think most of the Nike ones are South American. They don't have manga production in South America. And City Cap says, in addition to the R for Animal Eye, Roll Cruise does other cool stuff, which you can find there. Check it out. He's a crazy talented artist. And Brian Rodman says, however, other than the work ethic part of their culture, I love the Japanese culture. I'd love to go to Tokyo. I would too. And I'd probably wind up with like 2 crates full of Ultraman toys coming back. And every time that Pica, I hear you, stupid phone, I hate this piece of crap. I know. John has to take care of those people that come into his office, not realizing he's ignoring and us actually. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking after this year. I'm going to replace my phone too, Skunk. I hear you. I want something from this century. And QuadCon Comic and Toy Show, cool stuff in Davenport, Iowa, a week from tomorrow. Please check that out. When I'm in Peoria, Cindy is going to be in Davenport. Let's see, Davenport I think is 1-2 hours. Yeah, you could visit Cindy in the morning, pick up some stuff from her, then rush on down to Peoria and come see the rest of the Nevermorians in there. See? I've got the day planned. We'll both benefit from this, Cindy, or vice versa. Drive up to her after you see us. Every time that John Pica says AM to mean morning, I just think about AM from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. One of the greatest stories Harlan Ellison ever wrote. Oh my God, yes. Okay, I get that. Now I'm not going to be able to stop thinking about it. Thanks, Skunk. Anyway, City Cap, new book out from John Pica. Check it out from Seventh Gate Press, Imaginarium people. Anyway, check out Night Reich. That looks good. I'm getting a copy from you at Imaginarium, John. I promise. And Cindy Cap has The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Check that out every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Last week I was on. We had a lovely discussion about, it was the 25th anniversary of the Paul McGann TV movie. And how well does that hold up after all this time? I think I'm the only one that was a fanboy for it. But anyway, it was good. It was a good conversation. Oh my goodness, I love Junji Ito. Some of the weirdest, most amazing horror stories out there. Oh, Brian, it's nothing like that. Yeah, but my only 1 cup of imagination is influencing me. And Cindy Cap has a new book out there too from Amy Hale, Neuroses. Please check that out. And it's more. How can I put this kindly and also not reveal anything? I'll just say Cronenberg ain't got jack on Ito. Oh my God! Now I've got to look this stuff up. I hope he's got stuff on Hoopla. That would be so cool. And a new book there from Michaela J. Check out her Warriors trilogy out now. It's grown up. You'll love it. And after you read just one of his mangas, pleasant dreams. Get the Salmonex, right? And Joe Dog McKeel, sorry I was silent the last few minutes. Back now, Lord's help you all now. We had Joe Dog back in all of his fury. Anyway, Cindy Cap is a poet and knows it. Teresa Dunn, poetry, her 2 books of poetry. Please check them out on Amazon. They are really, really good. And go check out Comics Talk with Pops Van Zandt on his channels on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and share. And the Historical Fencing Guild tonight at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Please check out Nick Tockert. It is a good time as always. And I invoke the name of coffee. Oh, God bless you, darling. God bless you. Yeah, you definitely don't want to walk in front of the camera. Not now. Ooh, yeah, you had room. You had room. Oh, darling. I've longed to see that. Oh, and the other one, thank you. Yeah, the right one, trust me. And Skunk and Joe Dog probably got that. Cookie just showed up and showed off. Anyway, Nerd Culture from Ryan Permison. Please check out that great show. He's got a bunch of great broadcasts, and I will be on his Saturday show in June. That's going to be a lot of fun. And from the desk of a small press publisher, definitely check that out every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Joe D. McPhee runs a great interview show, very casual, intimate conversations, and I love watching that show, and I love being on it. And like I said, Joe, we need to talk about getting you back on the Clever Title Pending, and we'll talk comics, all right? And break over, stalker mode engaged, says Rick Bradley. Rick, we're glad you're here, though. And Pop, Steve was disappointed that he didn't get a seat on Voyager 1, so was I. And Steve will be the first to tell you, yeah, it turns into V'ger. I'm swearing to God. You know, V'ger and I were looking at the Great Wall of China together from Jupiter. That's fresh coffee. Big drink out of the pot. Okay, anyway. And Molly means Major Melon, not Mango Melon. It's watermelon flavored Mountain Dew. It's okay, but it has that chemical aftertaste of artificial flavor. It reminds me of Jolly Ranchers Black. That's one of the reasons I gave up a lot of the really, fruity sodas. You know, some I still like when you can find Knee High, but Crush is always great. But you taste all the chemicals in it. That's why I've gone away from artificial sweeteners too. I never liked aspartame. And the acesulfamate is pretty good. I don't mind it. I don't like stevia at all. So I just went back to plain sugar, but I just don't drink as much of it. So I'm, a little bit to indulge myself. But I do love the 60s stuff, like Mountain Dew with the cane sugar in it. OMG, it reminds me why I fell in love with that drink. It actually has layers to the flavor like a wine or a good coffee. If you can get that skunk, I definitely recommend that. And my link to Dastardly Dingoes vanished. Darn you, Safari. Go check out the Dastardly Dingoes. You'll be glad it's worth the effort. They are worth the effort. You'll love them. Brian, you said Code Red and my mouth watered and I suddenly crave flaming hot Cheetos on Xbox game night. Bringing the gaming experience to you. That's what we do here at Nevermind the Furthermore. Glad we can help you, Brian. I say fire up the Xbox. Let's get that Halo on there. Yeah, that's one thing. I do occasionally miss video games. And I think occasionally, if I really want to pander my broadcasting, I'm going to start like a terrible gamer show on Twitch or Discord and just play video games like a 65-year-old man with no coordination, which is what I was even when I was back in my 30s. And I played video games a lot. Although Cookie and I did together, we did get through Halo at the legendary level, where all the little critters scream obscenities when you shoot them. I do miss video games. I really do miss playing video games and just losing myself into it. But I was thinking I could do like a really crappy player game. I'm sure someone would watch my travails. I'm sure. And Cindy Cap says, also, go check out the Hybrid Sons of Gods and Zombie for World Odds on Indiegogo and Kickstarter, respectively. Both are closing in on the end of their campaigns and deserve your support because they are both run by Nevermorians, incredibly talented, creative Nevermorians who give a lot to this community. Rick Bradley says, I remember when I first worked at Pizza Hut, we had Code Red on tap. That's when it first came out, and it was oh so good. I can still drink that stuff. In fact, a lot of times when I do have a soda on the road, I'll have usually either a Code Red or a Coca-Cola. Although I love those machines like you can get in some restaurants now, like Five Guys and Burger King, where you get to, manipulate. Like you could have a lime Coca-Cola, which I love. I love lime Coca-Cola. Another thing, if you don't like caffeine though, you get the Schweppes ginger ale with lime. You'll thank Cookie for it. She made that combination up for me. And when I'm not drinking lime Coke in those restaurants, I'm drinking the ginger ale version. It is excellent. Excellent. And Cindy kept us out of break, but we're glad you're here, hon. And check out Sarnard76 on Facebook for vintage cartoonists and hashtag bring Cookie home. And don't forget to tip your host. Thank you, darling. And please don't forget Patreon. You can do it. Even $1 gets you something. every month. We give you something. 5 gets you a little bit more. 10 gets you a little bit more. But anyway, check out our levels and see what's good for you at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And also, many of these people, including Cindy Cap, have their own Patreon pages. So please support them as well, or to the exclusion of me if you must. I understand. It's them. Okay, I get it. Anyway, let's get back to your comments. And Cindy, have a great weekend, hon. Mwah, thank you for being here. And Joe Dog McKeel says, ever feel like a slinky on an escalator? Embrace your opposition. Remember, a kite flies highest against the wind. That's true. Evolution doesn't happen because things are going well. Usually evolution comes, as we have come to know it, in nature, because it is overcoming a challenge, and it's a good thing. And as you see on the crawl below, please like, share, and subscribe if you're watching this video on YouTube. We have just surpassed 500 subscribers. Thank you all very much. We're now going for 1,000. We are going for that 1K mark, because when that happens, we can start putting in some serious love on these broadcasts. So anyway, Pops Van Zandt says, thank you, Cindy. Yes, thank you so much. And Skunk Rocker, the blessed hand of Cookie. Yes, God bless that woman. Fresh, hot from the pot coffee. And this is somebody gave us some leftover holiday blend from Starbucks in the bean form. And this is like, this is awesome. It's kind of a little spicy. I like it. Good stuff. And Pops Van Zandt, thanks, Cookie. Keep him fueled. That's right. My God, I am caffeinated. I am ready for the challenge of the day. And whoa, Cookie gives coffee and a show. Yeah, you should have seen the show I got. And for those of you, that was a reference to Coupling by Stephen Moffat. My comment about the right one, trust me. Anyway, hey, Brian, Junji Ito has a Frankenstein story. Oh, I am there. Thank you, Brian. And I mean it. Every time I ordered a cup of coffee, I got a show like that, I'd probably drink more coffee, says Skunk Rocker. Yeah. Well, we'll see if I can persuade Cookie to give you guys a show like she does me. And I'm totally confident she will agree. And Joe Dog McKeel says, is it road rage when you sit at a stop sign for 2 minutes behind another car with nothing coming in any direction? If you roll down the window and yell, move it, lady, stop signs don't change color. Yeah. I think what annoys me most is when I can see from the back that they have their head down and their shoulders are moving like this. They're texting. It's like, it's stupid it's dangerous to do it while you're driving, and it's stupider to do it when you're stopped or you have people behind you. And I am not afraid to use the horn. And I have had several times I have leaned on the horn when I know they're texting, and I get these dirty looks from them. I'm like, lady, person, human, guy. It's like, carbon-based unit, get out of the intersection. So yeah, I feel your pain, Joe Dog. And V'ger was Borg, and Borg is life. Thank you, Pops Van Zandt. And from the Decimal Small Press Publisher, the hand of the goddess bringing her minion, the black ambrosia known as coffee. Hi, Cookie. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, this is yeah. We might make it to 11:30, and yes, I know that's only 1 minute from now. And Comics Talk with Pops Van Zandt from YouTube. Monday Madness this week. John Hervey, the 656 Squad, and Luke Stone. Tune in 8 p.m. I will try to be there, sir. That sounds like a not-to-be-missed episode. And Molly Daniels, I'll read the label again. Thought for sure it was mango, but then again, my eye appointment is next Monday. Maybe I'm slightly blind. Yeah, I need a new set of squinters myself, so I understand. And Jody McPhee mocks me with his laughter. Brian playing Cuphead. I would pay money for that. Well, I'll keep that in mind. You can watch me fail at games. That we could make this pay for itself. This would be good. And Brian Rodman, oh man, I really wish I had time to play video games again. I miss it so much. I do have my Super Nintendo Classic next to my desk at my home at my studio, so I can get my quick fix and then get back to work. That's a problem. Having the addictive personality I have, it was never quick. It was a fix, but it was never quick. Carlene says, oh yeah, I fell in love with strawberry Dr. Pepper because of those machines. Ooh. That sounds great. Now, I have had like cherry Dr. Pepper. That's awesome. But strawberry, wow. Thank you, Carly. Thank you, Donna. Appreciate that. And Pops Van Zandt from Facebook says today, 1 p.m. launch boost to Michael Max Ham Gotti's project, issue 4 and 5, Earth's Best Friends on Comics Talk with Pops Van Zandt. Please check it out and share and like with your friends. And Pops Van Zandt today at 1 p.m. and he's still launching Michael Max Ham Gatti's book there. So check it out. You will be entertained and find a good book. And for those who want to know, no, you don't. I still have Twitches. Keep that in mind, people. He still has Twitches. Skunk Rocker says, speaking of Cookie, it is about that time to start wrapping things up, so don't die. Feed Cookie and have a great weekend. I will, if you do the same, Skunk. You take care, buddy. Hope your back gets feeling better. Like I said, put some ice on that when you get home. It fixes it. Ice is not fun. But our chiropractor recommended it, and Cookie's like, I don't like ice. And I'm like, if it makes the pain go away, I'll take ice. And it does. It's helped a lot. So anyway, take care of yourself, Skunk, and maybe I'll see you tonight in the green room. And Brian Ryman, well, crap, I guess I'm going to have soda today. Thanks, Brian. Yeah, I know. Well, no, you can have coffee. Coffee is good. It's better than that Pepsi crap that somebody was talking about. Anyway, Skunk Rocker says, real quick, Brian, do not play Cuphead. Cuphead is a game that is designed for like old school, hardcore NES gamers from like back in the day. It's insanely difficult on purpose. Well, yeah, I can do insanely difficult. I get frustrated. You guys will hear me swear. How does that sound? But the art is pretty beautiful, though. Yeah, I'll take beautiful art, though. That sounds, it's a good selling point there. And very welcome, Brian. If you order strawberry Dr. Pepper at Sonic, you get bits of real strawberry in your drink. Ooh, I haven't been to Sonic in about 10 years. I used to go to the one on Mattis Avenue in Champaign, but the service just got so bad there, I gave up on it. I don't think I've been to a Sonic in ages. And consider, I know I haven't been to one since I moved over here to Indiana, and that was 2014. So, but the Scott Crocker says, but even though I've been gaming my entire life, I started out on the Atari 2600, one of the finest systems ever, seriously. And I have beaten every NES game that I own, including one of the really bad AD&D games. I couldn't get through Cuphead. Wow. Now I am curious. And from Facebook user, good morning, have a great weekend. You too. You take care of yourself. It's good to see you here. And Bill Sargent says, gotta get going for now, helping out my friend by supervising a flooring job at her house while she's at work. I'll see everyone in the green room tonight after the auction. Via Codias Amigos. Hey, happy trails till we meet again, Bill Sargent. You have a great night. Good luck at the auction, man. Maybe I'll see you tonight in the green room. And gotta go feed a munchkin. There will be a munchkin art stream at about 3:45 Eastern today. They convinced me, says Pops Van Sant. Well, good luck with the munchkins. It's good to have them around. Anyway, and I love the picture of your granddaughter earlier. That was great. Anyway, Pops, thanks for being here. And thank you, Joe Dog McKeel. I must confess, I am a sufferer of rigid cranium syndrome. There is no cure. Wow. That sounds painful. And I'm as soft-headed as they get. But we are now caught up with your comments. And no, we're not. There's from the Decimal Small Press Publisher. I'm still trying to get through Cuphead myself. Wow. I got to check this out. Now, I love a good challenge. But yeah, do you think anyone would, somebody that can't play games very well should undertake this? And I admit I'm whoring. It's like, for the, possible Twitch support, And I know that there are ways that people can subscribe to. I think it's on Twitch that if you stream on there and they have like Amazon Prime, you get like $2.25 every month from them. Anyway, there is another one, Brian, from the 5-year-old grandson. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful. And from YouTube, Joe Dog McKeel says, don't die, go feed Cookie. Okay, I will. We will do that then. Thank you, guys and gals. Appreciate all of you being here. This has turned out to be a lively show, as always, because you guys make it that way. Anyway, I want to thank you all for being here. We're hoping you have a good weekend. Tonight, Michaela Jade will be doing Scribble Tidbits and Scribbles at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, followed by the Historical Fencing Guild at 8 with Nicholas Tuckert. Hope you're doing well, Nick. And Drinking with the Davies is taking a week off. They'll be back next Friday. And then Saturday night at 11 p.m. will be Joe Dog McKeel, Skunk Rocker, Dan, Heather, and John, and who knows who else on Stupid O'Clock, the Saturday edition at 11 p.m. And stay tuned for the Stupid After Show with that. And then on Sunday nights at 10 p.m. will be Heather Ellen with Comics, Chaos, and Sass. And she brings all of them to you, and it's a good chance to promote yourself on there, so please take advantage of it. I missed last week's episode because I was following up on things from the StreamYard. If you use StreamYard, go to the StreamYard channel at 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. And every week they have a half-hour show on how to do StreamYard better and what all is coming up. And I noticed, Joe Dog, I saw they mentioned it on the stream last week, and I didn't realize it was inactive, or that was in activation, was the thing we want to do with our files. You can do it with the banners now. You can move them around, click and drag, and we're going to get the show a little more organized. And I'll now hope they do the same thing for the other files. But anyway, we hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for making my Friday good. I hope I'm helped with yours. And please check out Clever Title Pending from this week. Cindy Kep was on. She's amazing. She is fantastic. Also, as always, and it was good to have her be interviewed rather than have her ask the questions for once. She's a darling. We love her. Please support her. She's going to QuadCon a week from Saturday when we are in Peoria with a whole bunch of Nevermorians. We hope to see you there. It's going to be a good time. And just picked up a date for August for Free Comic Book Day. I want to announce that I will be at Castle Perilous in Carbondale, Illinois from 10 to 2, helping them out there and bringing the new stuff with me. They haven't seen my stuff in a while, so I'm going to bring my stuff and I'm going to show it off. Anyway, and we have some more comments here. Here we go. And there we go. And peace to you, man. Peace to you, Pops. Have a great one. And from the desk of a small press publisher, you will like it because it animates like 1930s cartoons. Ooh, sold. Totally sold. And don't die. Time to feed Cookie. Both of you play Cuphead and make money. Thank you, Joe. And please check out from the desk of the desk of a small press publisher Saturday nights at 10. Always a great interview with Joe. And please subscribe to his channel. He needs more than 100 people on there. He deserves it. And Scott Crocker, like I said, Brian, it's quite hard. Like it, you will not enjoy the gameplay. You will get to a boss. You whittle that boss's health bar all the way down right, and then it will change to a new form. Wow, that's frustrating. And then some of these boss fights do this 3 or 4 times. Okay, I may have to get me an Xbox. I don't think I have an No, I don't have an Xbox anymore. Is this Xbox, NES, or what platform? And banners have been active for months. Well, I didn't know it. Nobody, I only know things when you tell me or one of the organizers do. But I've still got to test when we got the instructions for how to do live streaming on Patreon. It still sounds like a process, and I want something more direct, but I'll take this, I guess. And Rick Bradley says, I would definitely want you playing video games. I know I want to do a show on video games. Yeah, I will. That will be the show where you get to hear me swear. I promise, if you like swearing, I will deliver. Scott Crocker says, I can't remember where I got stuck. I think it was the slot machine. Oh, dear. That could hurt. And good show. Have a good day. Carl, see you tonight. Thank you for being here, my friend. And Ryan Permison, good morning, Nevermorians. How are you? Check out the latest episode of the podcast, Talking Movies at Anchor FM. Episode 99 just dropped. Check it out. You'll love it. Amy Hale says, Matt used to play Cuphead a lot. He enjoyed it, but not sure he would still say that. It was good at the start and then, right? And Ryan Permison, subscribe to the channel today. Nerd Culture channel on YouTube for more great nerdy content. You'll love it. And thank you for sharing this, Ryan. Everyone, please share this broadcast with people you love and people you hate. I could get to annoy them. If you got any anti-vaxxers, I'm your man. And Xbox, PlayStation, I think Nintendo Switch, and stream on PC. Oh, okay. If it's a PC game, I might get on that. Anyway, thank you, Skunk. Thank you for the recommendations on Cuphead. I will have to check that out. Thank you so much. And again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for making this show awesome. Thank you to Plasma Fire Graphics. When the look of your book matters to you, check out plasmafiregraphics.com. They not only can come up with some great covers for your book or your comic book, and they handle the whole wraparound too, so check that out. Also, they can make you some graphics to help sell your book, as well as beautiful, beautiful trailers, such as some of the ones you see on this show. So please check out Plasma Fire Graphics. They also have the page on Facebook, and talk to Jeffrey Hayes. He's also very, very affordable. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Also, thank you to the Rising Tide Broadcast Network that powers this show. The Rising Tide Broadcast Network has a page on Facebook. Please give it a like. We would love it so much. And check out the shows. We've got so much great entertainment and information for you. You'll smile while you learn, and you'll learn while you smile. Anyway, we have a whole lot of good stuff on there and a lot of great people that are contributing some super, super content. So please check out these shows, and we may have a couple more joining us. So, Skunk, somebody better tell Louie that his graphic may be out of date soon. We're in talks with a couple of people about that. And also, please check out patreon.com, where you can support your favorite creators for a small stipend every month. Even $1 will get you something. So go to www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and see what reward levels we have for you. And these are our subscribers, many of whom have their own pages. And if you want to see your name on this show, as these people are so treated, please check out Patreon. And many of these people have Patreon accounts. So if you see somebody here you like, drop them $1 or $2. Believe me, we have it helps keep this show going. It really does. There are expenses with our level of broadcasting, such as it is, and our Patreon subscribers are a huge part of making it happen. So please consider becoming one of them. Also, please pick up my brand new book from Ben Books, Snow Ambition. It's a quick read. Abraham Snow was an undercover agent for the government. And one day his identity is discovered and he's left for dead on a South American field. Well, one day he's in an Indianapolis airport and someone calls to him by name, the name of his dead alter ego. Well, it seems this person is a former lackey of the organization that Abraham Snow penetrated. And if Snow doesn't go along with the plan, his family could die. And if he does, this time Snow could die for real. Trust me. Ambition can be a killer. Anyway, please check out that book. I'm really proud of it. And it's number 4 in the Snow Short series. Please check it out. It's by Bobby Nash publishes these, and he's one of us. So please buy this book and support us if you would. And a few last comments. Ryan Permison is looking for summer reading. So send him links to the paperback books you think he should read. He's filling his head with words, and we should help. And we got to make sure he gets the right ones in there. And Scott Cracker says, anyway, I know I've been delaying the ending of the show by talking about video games, but it's one of my things. As you know, I am passionate about, so don't die by cookies and or at Cuphead. Anyway, I promise, Skunk, we'll see you tonight, buddy. Take care. And I have it for PC. I'll look into it, Joe. Thank you very much. And Brian Rahman, have a great day, my friend. Feed Cookie and laugh like the Shadow. Always remember, feed your woman. You're right. Anyway, love you, Brian. Have a great day. And also check out Comic Book Spectrum from last night. We had some great reviews and great discussions as I give in to my love of Ultraman. All things Ultra. Anyway, please check it out last night. Thank you, Brian Rodman. Love you, brother. And anyway, folks, we have got to get out of here. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Make this a great Friday for someone else, too, all right? Have a super weekend. And next week, we will be on Monday. Wednesday, we are taking the day off because I have jury duty, and we'll let you know what happens after that. But anyway, we've also got other great broadcasting on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Please check it out. And we will see you Monday morning, if not sooner, on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Have a great weekend. Okay, I can't stop. One more. And Glenn B. Fleming, Ryan, read this. And Rapa Nui Personal, okay, by Glenn Fleming. Oh, yeah, definitely. Send him a DM with that if you would, Glenn. I think that will help him a lot. But anyway, that's one of Glenn Fleming's awesome books available on Amazon. Please check those out, too. And his brand new one, Twitch, has been it's a reissue of his first issue. And there'll be a story in the upcoming Indie Volt Revolt book, so you want that, too. Anyway, thanks for being here, folks. Thank you for making my Friday a little better. Hope we helped with yours. Have a great weekend. And like I said, see if you can't make this a Friday for someone else too. We appreciate your being here. and we hope you have a splendid weekend. So on behalf of all of us from the Rising Tide Network, go Fefe. And have a great weekend, everyone. And as always, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Have a great weekend, everyone. We'll see you Monday on Nevermind the Furthermore. Take care, one and all.
Stormgate Press presents Pulp Reality 2. 10 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Packed with pirates, private eyes, aliens, automatons, villains, and vigilantes. High adventure, wondrous fantasy, mysterious horror, and startling science fiction await. Pick up a copy and be transported to astonishing places and travel to amazing times in the golden age pulp style. This is Pulp Reality 2. Available now on Amazon.com.
Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Broadcast Network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind the Furthermore.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
Now, every Sunday morning, longtime independent comics creator and Indie Volt podcaster Randy Zimmerman hosts a discussion on the lighter side of comics, the more whimsical and fun comics out there, on the Sunday Funnies. That's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday on Indie Volt, indievolt.com, the Indie Volt YouTube channel, and the usual Indie Volt sites on Facebook. Listen in, won't you? Participate in the chat. Let's have some fun. See you there.
Stormgate Press presents a collection of 7 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Experience courageous two-fisted heroes and their intrepid and often dangerous exploits. From dark, watery depths to high-flying heights, these fantastic tales span the globe and take the reader on fast-paced adventures in classic pulp style. Take a seat as we pull back the curtain on Days Gone By with edge-of-your-seat storytelling in the vein of Golden Age era pulp fiction. This is Pulp Reality. Available now from Stormgate Press on Amazon.com.
Go thee to thy rest, O Shades. Thou hast served well in life. Now take thy reward.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.